G'day guys, we've got something very different for our Carnage episode today. So, my name is Matt. I'm usually the one behind the camera filming Scotty in action, spinning spanners, spinning adjustable spanners. But today we are somewhere very special, Mount Panorama. So, what a lot of you might not know is I race circuit racing with my little XL. Yes, I know, a Circuit XL. It's a weird thing, but we race them. So most people would know the XLs as the little grocery getter that your grandma drives, or you know, the car that your girlfriend had when you were 16. But now we race them. It's budget motorsport. It is true grassroots. The car cannot be modified much. We have safety items like a roll cage, race seat, harnesses. The engine itself is stock. It's a stock 1.5 litre with a whopping 100 horsepower. Other than that, it is a stock car, stock 5-speed manual gearbox, front wheel drive, no limited slip diff, drum brakes on the rear, and that's about it. And this weekend, we are here to race them at Mount Panorama, which is not only extremely exciting, but amazingly terrifying. So this weekend, we have 62 XLs racing on the grid, which is insanity. If you guys have ever watched the supercar race, there's usually 25 cars. We have 62 of us. We're actually lined up down grid straight and back up the mountain. It's absolutely insanity. Just to let you guys know a bit about me as a driver, I'm quite new to this. I've only been circuit racing for about a year. I was lucky enough to get a golden ticket to come and race my little XL up here on the mountain, which is incredible. It is a dream of mine. When I built this car, my ultimate goal was always to race at the mountain. And guys, we're here, so I'm very pumped. So let's get ready for a slightly different version of Carnage. We're not talking big V8s here. We're not talking muscle cars or drag cars or burnout cars. We are talking 1.5 litre XL race cars. So as I mentioned earlier, the cars are fairly stock. This is the inside of my car. We've got a national spec roll cage built by my mate who used to work for Gary Rogers Motorsport. It's a freaking phenomenal cage. Other than that, everything else is stripped out of it. We strip out all the weight. I've got a fixed back race seat, got a removable steering wheel so I can get in and out of this thing a bit easier. And other than that, it is literally steering wheel, gear stick, 3 pedals. No ABS, no power steering, no driver aids. Pretty much everything is up to us. Now, this category can be entered fairly cheap. You can build a car for sort of 13, 15 grand if you're thrifty. However, there's some big names getting into this sport now with the likes of Kelly Racing and 888 Racing building XLs now to race, which is pretty wild. And some of their cars are fetching 40, 50, 60 grand, which is nuts for a Hyundai XL, but they're pretty quick and they're at the front of the pack. So there we go, that's my car and this is what we're doing this weekend. As I said, it's something a little bit different for Street Machine, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this amazing adventure here at what I think is the greatest race circuit in the world. So come along on this adventure. I'm absolutely packing my dacks, but it should be a bit of fun. We've got a wet practice and qualifying tomorrow, awesome, and then hopefully a dry race for Saturday and Sunday. Let's get into it, guys. Alrighty guys, well it is Friday morning and it is very wet, much wetter than we were hoping. It looks like it might clear in the next hour, but right now like there's been 2 races out, there's the Pulsars and I think the GT4s, and both have been red flagged. So this is not the way that any of us wanted to learn this mountain. It's pretty bloody scary. So we've just put some more air in the tyres, try to engage that grip. We've softened up the shocks, put some Rain-X on it, and that's us. We just got to go and send it now, so wish us luck. Just gonna go do it. We gotta take it easy this session is purely sighting. Figure out where the track goes, don't be a hero. Come back in one piece and then we can have another bit of a nudge hopefully in quality and it'll be a bit drier, hopefully. So we've just had reports of oil over Skyline and down Dipper. Pretty much the worst freaking place you could have oil on this track. So we'll be taking it easy over there. Not ideal. So this is our practice session. Now we had a team meeting with Craig Baird of Supercars fame the day before, and he basically told us, guys, get out there, learn the mountain, don't push for times, and just, yeah, figure out where all the corners are. This is a really, really technical circuit, and it was important for us to go out, learn where everything is before we started pushing for times. And that's pretty much what I did. God, this place is amazing. You can see here as we went over Skyline and down to the S's, you can start to see the sand on the ground where the last category dumped oil, and see this line of sand all the way down through the Dipper, all the way to Forest Elbow. Pretty much the worst place you could have oil on the track. So all of us took it real easy. I know I definitely did. I did not want to be that guy that binned his car on the practice session. Mate, this place is out of control. It is the best. You can't, I just said, I don't think you can even explain this to someone what that's like. You just got to do it. You got to drive it. Hi. Hi. That is gnarly.
How was that?
That is the coolest racetrack in the world. Holy crap. I need a drink. All right, that is practice done, and wow, I don't think I can even explain what this place is like. This is absolutely next level. It is hands down the best track I've ever driven, and I can see why people all over the world want to drive here. It is nuts. It's got everything. It's high speed, massive elevation changes. Like coming over the top and coming down and through the Dipper is out of control. Like it's really steep. The front of the car gets light. We took it easy because there's oil all over the top of the track, so I was being pretty cautious, so my times over the top were pretty slow, but I caught up to my good mate Aaron, which was kind of cool because Aaron and I have very similar speeds. And that's Thunder. Awesome. So it looks like qualifying might be wet. Anyway, we'll go out and give qualifying a go. We've got the car set for dry now, but we might have to switch it back to wet. Let's just see what the gods want to do to us. We've got a few hours, so who knows. So unfortunately, Aaron's airbox was just protruding past the engine bay, therefore it was illegal. It's all part of the rules of XL Racing. We thought it was okay, it wasn't, so now Doug's angle grinding the front of the airbox off, so it's within rules. The things you do with an angle grinder at a racetrack. Cool, okay, we're going to go out for qualifying now. It looks like we're going to be lucky. The sun's coming out, so fingers crossed we get a dry session. Hopefully all that oil's well and truly washed away from the top and give it a bit of a nudge. Try and get some decent times out of this. I mean, for you guys, I'm not going to be up anywhere near in the pack. I'm an amateur racer and just learning all this stuff, and this mountain scares me, so here for the whole experience. And so far it's been pretty bloody good. So we'll go out, give it a nudge, try and get some better times and have some fun. So So this was my last qualifying lap and my fastest, so I thought why not take you guys for a ride around Mount Panorama in a little Hyundai XL. So here we are coming on the mountain straight. I'm chasing my teammate Aaron there. Now, it's funny, on TV it looks like a really smooth straight, but there's actually quite a few bumps. Halfway up you hit quite a big jarring bump that bashes you around in the seat, that one there. And then as you go over the rise there, in the really fast cars, they actually get slightly airborne. Luckily, we're not going that quick. Coming to Griffin Bend here, it's crazy. It's so uphill that you can actually brake really late, and it was something I slowly progressed on over the weekend, but you can brake super late and then power out of this corner. It's really good fun. This section coming up the hill here for me was the bit I enjoyed the most on this track. It's great. So it's full throttle, flat out, and coming into the cutting here, just bang on the brakes, slam it down to second, and then straight on the gas. And we stay on the gas all the way up to Skyline if we've got the guts for it. In this session, Aaron knew I was on a bit of a flyer and let me go. Bless him. And we kept on pushing around here, past the grate. Now on a good lap, you will keep it flat all the way around here. I was still learning the track, so I shut off a bit coming to Skyline, but you can hold it flat to the floor all the way around. You just got to hold your breath a bit. And then bang, down to third, down through the S's, try to straddle that inside curb, tuck into the wall, and then into the dipper. That part there, the wheels actually become light and sometimes come off the ground, and when you land, it's like an aircraft landing. Your tires chirp and it's pretty cool. Forest elbow, coming around here, you always think it's going to understeer, but there's actually much more grip than you think. And then pretty much try to push that pedal through the floorboards and get as much speed for Conrod straight as you can. Now something for people that haven't been to the track you wouldn't know is this is actually uphill this bit. And in our little cars it does slow us down a bit, and then we get over and get a bit more speed for the chase. Now this wasn't one of my fastest laps. I did get a faster lap in a race, and I was getting 200 down there, so pretty quick for a little car. Here we come into the last corner. This is actually one of the trickiest corners, even though it's just a right angle corner. There's not much runoff, there's a wall right there, and it's very easy to stuff it up. So it's, yeah, one of the trickiest corners on the track. So there we go, a lap of Bathurst and a little Hyundai XL. Who would have thought it? So there we go, day one is done. Pretty successful day. In my practice, didn't do amazingly. The oil made me really nervous and got a 313 or something. Went out, we just did our qualifying and got a 306 something. So I'm pretty happy with that. It sort of dropped 6-7 seconds off my time, which I'm stoked about. It's really good. But everybody else found time. So unfortunately, I'm still at the back of the grid. But this is to be expected. There is some incredible talent in this field. They've sort of sent the best of the best, and somehow I'm here as well, as I'm still pretty new to racing. But the car was amazing, didn't miss a beat, gripped up well, brakes are phenomenal, engine's strong, man. I was pulling away from a couple of people on the straight. So yeah, really happy with what I've achieved and got to actually drive this mountain in anger. And if that was all we did this weekend, I'm happy. But we have 2 more days of racing to go. So we've got 2 races tomorrow and 1 race on Sunday. So let's go home, have a beer, have some pizza, chill out, come back tomorrow and do some racing. Well, it's Saturday morning, which means it is race day. So we have 2 races today. We have our first race at 1 o'clock, and I think the last one's about 4:30 or 5 o'clock or something like that. It's pretty late. At the moment, it's looking pretty good. It rained last night, but I think if the last 2 days have taught us anything, not to trust the weather forecast at Bathurst, it's crazy. It's like Melbourne here. It's on and off. We get rain, we get sun, and it all happens very quickly. Our 2 sessions yesterday were bookend either side by torrential rain, and we managed to get dry track time, which was great. So anyway, so we'll suit up and we're gonna get the car ready, check the weight, check the fuel, and then we pretty much just have to wait till half an hour before the event and just see if it's going to rain or not, and then adjust the car accordingly. Fingers crossed it all works out. Hey, so we're about to go out. We just had the call. Gonna throw the cameras in the car and go and do this. We're lying to you, pretty nervous. Like, first race. Heart's going to be on miles an hour. How are you feeling, Az?
I don't know. I do not know.
Oh man, it's full on. Like, Aaron and I feel like we're both fairly similar drivers, similar skill level, and this is a big thing. So,
but
just go do it.
Yeah. Let's see when it's done.
Okay, so we're about to go out, and it's a bit of a weird one today. We don't get a warm-up lap. We've got such a small block of time to race that I don't want to waste it with a warm-up and formation lap, because obviously if we do that slower, we could waste two or three of our race laps doing all that. So we're literally going to go out, grid up, completely cold brakes, cold tyres, cold everything. It's pretty nerve-wracking, you know, like usually we have everything fairly warm, and not here. Hit the first few corners cold. Here we go. So I was really enjoying myself in this race. I felt like I had good pace, the car felt really good, and I was really keen to have a good battle with these guys in front here. I know I had pace on them up the hill, my favourite sort of part of the track, and I really wanted to sort of stick with them and give it my all and try and get some spots back. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. As you'll see here, we come over the top of the hill, come down through the S's, and then you'll see in Forest Elbow, unfortunately, one of the Vic drivers had gone in backwards into the wall, and that called out the safety car. So put an end to our fun. After a few laps of safety car, we managed to get greens again and got racing. And yeah, I hunted these guys down. I got a bit of a bad restart, unfortunately. I was caught napping. I was too far back and not right on their bumper when we got the green flag. So it took me a while to catch up again. But I'll tell you what, chasing other guys around this mountain, so much fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to battle. Two cars came together on the last corner and hit the wall, which I knew was the end of our race, which is a real shame because I was right on this guy's tail and I knew I had pace, and I think, given some green laps, I probably could have taken him, and I really would have loved to have done that, but hell, it is what it is. That's racing. Alrighty, well, in true fashion of this weekend, it's raining again. We finished our race and the heavens are starting to open, so we've been pretty lucky. Unfortunately, it's not the race we wanted. We had a pace car most of the race, which sucks. My start was interesting. Basically, we had a guy stall and we all kind of dived out the way to get around him. I got a good jump, got a couple of people there, had a bit of argy-bargy into turn one, but got around it and got clear. And then I had pretty good pace. I was catching the guys and we were going up the hill. And unfortunately, there was a big incident on Forest Elbow on over the back of the mountain where Harry, one of the top Victorian drivers, unfortunately on cold tyres, came around, spun out, punched the wall, and back of the car's only about this long now instead of about this long. So I feel sorry for Harry. That's not the way I wanted to see his weekend go. And then so we were under safety car for a while. They finally tucked Harry's car away and we started again. And it was good. I was feeling really good and I really was hoping to try and get some spots. You know, I had good pace. I ended up knocking, I think, about 1.3, 1.5 seconds off my qualifying time, so I was racing. And then unfortunately, two guys came together and hit the wall on the last corner. And once I saw that, I knew we were done because there's just not enough time for them to clear that before, because we're time certain. We've only got a 20-minute race window, which includes us getting out on track and gridding up. So once that window's done, we're done. And that was the end of it. So once I saw that, put the car in fifth gear, let everything cool down. We were finished, unfortunately, but I'm bummed because the car felt amazing. I was feeling really good. I really wanted to try and get some spots. And, you know, I made up 8 spots, which I'm pretty happy about. I got a new PB and the car's still straight. And hopefully we keep it that way the weekend. Anyway, we'll have a bit of a break, see what this weather does. And we've got another very late race with the last race out this afternoon. Alrighty, so we're about to head out for the last race and everybody in the pits is asking the same question. Is it gonna rain? I don't know, man, like it's spitting and apparently there's rain at the top of the mountain, but there's nothing down here. So in the last race there was cars struggling and spinning out up top, but they were fine down here. I don't know, we're just gonna keep the car how it is. It's pretty stable and just back off and take it easy if it's wet up there. It is what it is. Let's do it. All right, let's do this. Nervous is an understatement. So needless to say, that was not a great spot to start. Starting on a corner in a front wheel drive in the wet, not a great way to get traction, but I got off the line okay and better than I thought actually. And then just the run down the front straight. And then the first corner got a bit exciting. You'll see somebody shoot up the inside of me. He was actually a front runner who DNF'd and started up the back, so he's off. He's got a quick car. And I got tagged by another driver in the back, but managed to keep it straight. And then we have the run up mountain. So skip ahead a lap or so and we were having good fun. I was chasing the guys over the mountain. The track was very greasy. You had to stay in the dry line. If you went off the dry line, it was really wet and really easy to slide off. So we had to keep it on line. Still managed to have a bit of fun and get a couple of spots. So that was pretty cool. This next part was something I was hoping to never see while racing in an XL. Unfortunately, coming up over the top of the mountain here, it was really greasy and something inside me told me we were just going a little too quick over Skyline. I backed off a little bit here and you can see the car in front, unfortunately, just got off the dry line. And that's as much as I'll show you of that crash, but I can tell you it was not pretty to watch. He bounced off 2 walls at very high speeds. And yeah, look, it's something I never want to see again, especially with a fellow racer. And it really brought it home how dangerous this sport can be and how hard the mountain can bite if you don't respect it. That was really gnarly. I was directly behind old mate that crashed, so he was just pushing too hard, and I was like, he's going too fast. I backed off a little bit, and I went out in the ripple, and I just saw him, and it's like, that was nothing you could do. That was a really gnarly crash, and that brought it home how dangerous this is. That was scary. That shook me a bit. Well, that was a gnarly end to the day. As you can see, I've got a little war wound, my first tyre rub, just coming into turn one, no big deal. Kept the car straight, but yeah, like it was not bad out there, but if you get offline, it was greasy as it was pretty sketchy, so you got to stay online the whole way, and obviously that incident in front of me was full on. That shook me up pretty bad. That's the biggest thing I've seen being on track. I hope he's okay. I kind of want to track him down, and I'll message the organisers later, see if we can find him, and just feel like giving him a hug, because I was there and witnessed the whole thing. But yeah, the car went well. I don't think we even need fuel in it. We only really got one racing lap in. But anyway, look, we'll come back tomorrow morning and do the last race and just try and settle these nerves. I think I'm going to have to go and have a beer or something stronger. Cool, we'll get back to you tomorrow. All right, well, it is a very cold morning here at Bathurst on the Sunday. It's about 12 degrees and we're up first. So we have an 8:15 race, which is the very first one out for the day. Then there's a couple other races, and then it's the big game. We've got the 6-hour endurance race, which will be really cool to watch. But first of all, we've got to drive these beasties around the track. So yesterday was interesting. It's looking pretty clear today. We've got some blue skies. Track temps are going to be cold, man, so I don't think we're going to get a lot of tyre temp in. I think we just need to go and do it and just pray that everyone behaves and we don't get any yellow flags, and we can just have a good, clean, green race. Let's go do it. Jeff, describe Bathurst in one word.
Awesome.
What?
Majestic.
Incredible. Exhilarating.
With Excels, hectic.
Scary. Hectic. Hard work, but good fun.
Amazing.
Frightening but fun. Insane, but in a good way.
Fast and scary.
Bonkers.
Madness.
Astonishing.
You heard it here.
That's a good word, astonishing.
Astonishing.
That's a good word.
Thanks, legends. Awesome. So race 3 started okay. I got a bit of a sum in that start there, just spinning the wheels like a fool, but managed to get off the grid okay. Gave it a good run in, and I was really sort of keen to give it a crack here and try and get some positions. I was struggling with heating the tyres, but I thought, we'll do our best. And unfortunately, up Mountain Straight, it all fell apart in front of us. So you can see coming up, I was looking ahead and I could see what was happening, and I hit the anchors a lot quicker than a lot of these guys because I knew there was carnage up ahead. And you'll see, driving through, I was pretty unimpressed too. We were all so keen for a green race where we could just get out there and have fun, and unfortunately, first corner, it all fell apart. So afterwards we got a restart, and I was right on this guy's butt in front of me. I was hoping to get a bit of a slingshot around him. We got around the corner and then this happened. He just stopped. He came up to me after the race and told me his shifter cable broke, so he couldn't engage gear properly. This kind of put me in a bad position here. You can see there's a driver next to me. I had another guy on my butt. They just had too much pace in me, and once we got around the corner here, they just drafted me up there straight. There was not much I could do about it. Unfortunately, I thought I was going to have a good run in here, but no donut. For the rest of the race, we had a bit of fun. I battled with a few people, got some good runs in, and managed to clock 200 down the straight. So I can tick that off the list. So I got 200 and a Hyundai XL down Conrod Straight. I'll take that. That's pretty fun. All right, that is it, last race over. Interesting one, you know, first corner, huge come together with everybody. Wasn't great. Probably heard my opinions on the onboard camera on that one. We just wanted to race, but anyway, a few laps in, they managed to clear it. Got a run, but man, the track is cold and I just could not get the grip out the tyres I wanted, so I lost a couple of spots. I just wasn't willing to push it as hard as I probably could have. Yeah, wide bend the car. But it was fun, you know. I had good battles with Rachel over here, and Aaron was chasing me. I saw him in the rearview mirror, but managed to hold him off. So, yeah, look, you know what? Car's in one piece. I say we go and watch some 6-hour racing and have a beer. I can drink now. Alrighty guys, and that's it for our Bathurst race weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's very different for the Street Machine crowd. A little 1.5 litre XL is probably something you never expected to see on Street Machine TV, but here we are. But hopefully it was a bit of an insight for you into grassroots motorsport. Obviously I'm very new to this, I've only been racing for about a year. Yes, I was at the back of the pack, but not everybody can be on the podium, so hopefully you kind of saw what's involved in coming racing at a place like Mount Panorama, and I got to tell you, this was a dream come true for me. I could have finished dead last. I don't think I did. I didn't even look where I came in the last race. But I had an absolute blast here. I have ticked something massive off my bucket list. I built this car at home in my garage. I had a professional do the cage. Every other part of it I did myself. Learning off the internet, learning off YouTube. I painted it myself. I bought a vinyl cutter, did all delivery. I built that engine 2 weeks ago in my garage at night after filming with Scotty in the Street Machine workshop. So I'm a little bit proud of myself that I built a car that just went and ran all those laps at Bathurst, did not miss a beat, ran like a dream, and I'm now driving this car in the trailer with no leaks, no nothing. It's good as gold. I reckon that is pretty bloody awesome. So we'll go back to our standard viewing of shifters, Volvos, and crazy Commodores, and you'll see all that on a future episode of Carnage.